Alright, this is Module 2 of Empathy Mapping. For other classes, like I said, it's going to be a different number with different modules with it. So disregard, I used the same videos for multiple classes with it as well. So let me talk to you about how empathy mapping with it. Like I said, it's one of those things that, again, just similar instructions like Module 1 or past recently with it. You're going to be using the snipping tool to make sure you take a snipping shot with it. Make sure it's readable, that's legible. I can read it with it as well. Make sure you put your name on here as well with it. Don't modify this doc. Like I said, it's like the pass with it. And then when you're done with this, you're going to submit this in Module 2 with it. So. This is just dovetailing on what we cover from the recent empathy mapping that I put in the notes in Module 1 or other websites or other projects, class projects. It's whatever the bill on for. It could be, if this is Module 2 and this could be Module 3 for a project dev class, so it just varies with it. But you should have had some notes prior to this, before this already with it. This link right here is the video link that you're watching right now with it. So that just to give you a hands-on where we're at with it. So empathy mapping can be created in conjunction with the personas with it. So again, it's just the right hand, left hand. People do both at the same time. I mean, there isn't one that comes first and one that comes second with it. So the interview that you would do for what is an empathy mapping with it. Remember now, the scenario is that we're using is, imagine that a design team is designing a food delivery, a responsive website app, or an app with this. Well, and that's the question that you're asking these. You're interviewing your stakeholders, your clients, whoever it is with it. That's what you're looking at. Please take a moment and watch this empathy mapping video that I have here as well. If you hold down your control button on a PC and you left mouse click on it, it opens it up with it as well. For every class, it's different with it. Like I said, for UXUI 1373, I have a separate map. I create a separate room, so you're going to have to use that with it. If you're IMED 1316, it's going to be a different map. If you are a project dev class, IMED 2313, it's a different med class with it. So every class is different, has its own mapping with it as well. It's only your course, your section number that your classmates that you see with each other in here with it as well. Now, I want to give it on that note with it. I gave everybody read and write access to it, so you can actually change somebody or delete somebody's answer on there if you don't know what you're doing on there. Okay, so to bulletproof that in our assignment with it, I need for you to take a screenshot of your work after you're done with it. So I go to empathy mapping. I look for your sticky note or post-it with it, and if it's not there, then like I said, I have your screenshot. It helps with it as well. So that's why I ask you to take a screenshot at the end of this thing as well. So again, here's the scenario. You're creating a food delivery website for the application with it. What does the persona say, think, and feel, and does about creating this food delivery website? Now, this is done on a face-to-face interview with it as well, right? There's no email, there's no survey. Again, I can't stress enough with interaction with it. So 80%. Like I said, most of our communication is through non-communication gesture with it. And I wrote the statement on there that a lot of times you will capture a lot of nonverbal communication on here as well. So that's where you will record the feel of how they answer it. If they're strongly negative against something or don't know anything about something, that's where it feels comes in with. That's where the emotion comes in with it as well. So face-to-face interview. In this particular case that you're doing, you are playing the role of the persona that you created, fictional persona that you're creating with it as well, right? So you will be creating, like I said, there's no right or wrong with these questions. That's what you're doing with it as well. So please note, I didn't include responsive design because that's a technical term that we talk about it. We're going to talk about what's responsive design with it in a few weeks with it. But for now, keep it out of the question and the language with it as well, right? So you'll be creating, like I said, sticky pads or post-it things that you can be proposed on here as well. I purposely left out the pain and gain category on there as well with it, just to keep it simplicity. I'm more concerned about the process for you to learn the process and be familiar with some of these tools that we use in UX UI out there with as well. All right. For grading purpose, here's what I need for you to do. So those 4 squares that you have, says, thinks, feel, and does. I need for you to write at least 1, 2, 3 sticky notes or post-it on the areas that you feel about creating a food delivery app or a website with it. So just make up something. There's no right or wrong answer in here with this. Well, here's what I need for you to do. So when I grade, I need to, I'm looking for your name on there. So with the sticky pad, so make sure you put your full name on there with it, so I know when who it comes from with it. So it's just a little check mark. Hey, you did your contribution to the pad on here with it as well. So what does that look like right now with it as well? So this link right here that I gave you, this let's say this is for UXUI 1373, you will have your own link. IMED 1316, IMED 2313. Everybody's going to have a different class with it. So I hover over this, I hold down my control, it turns into a palm with a finger. I click on it, so it goes to this browser right here with it, right? And I like for you to, normally if you did this on a one person with it, your persona will be in the middle with it when you're interviewing them with it. But in this case, this is one of your entire class persona. So for example, let me zoom out on this one right here right now with it. So the question is, I would ask this person, how do you feel about a food delivery app or website? See what they say. So I would click on this, and I could zoom in a little bit. I'm at 20% right now, right? Use my palm and take some notes here. So come in here and turn off my move and move my text tool with it as well with it. I can do paragraph comments or whatever I need to do in here with it as well. Let me just do particular comment on here. And I can go in here and say this. First of all, I want to identify myself as Dan Dow, your official name on there. And Dan Dow says that I need I should do the other way around. I would use a food delivery app. Okay, so something along this line, and give it a Dan Dow. So, and then I would come over to the other side of this thing, come over to here, and what do I think? What do I, in a particular food delivery app, what would I be looking for? All right, what do you think? What is your thought about your what are your wants, needs, and hopes and dream? What is an idea of a food delivery app? Is it a food that it's low cost, that they don't charge, that the vendor pays for, or is it something that you would split between you and the vendor with it? I don't know. Like doors, whatever these door apps with it, Uber Eats, and these type of stuff with it as well. What is your idea app that you would actually use with it as well? So is it based on the distance? I don't know. If you had experience using any of these apps before, feel free to fill in. But I really don't care about there's no right or wrong answer in these. I just want you to fill out one of these things and be familiar with it as well. So go in. And there are 4 areas here. Like, how do you feel? I mean, what are your frustration? What are your anxieties on these apps with it, right? What's your, what behavior have we observed? What can we imagine them doing with it as well? If you're concerned about TikTok, for example, that the vendor is using your data for to exploit you in marketing material with it as well. What's your greatest fear? I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there with it, right? So make sure. I did the first one, kind of gives you a sense of what I was looking for. And when you're done with that, here's what I'd like for you to do. All right, since I have you, use your snipping tool and snip this entire board for me. Okay, I need this board with your name on there. All right, so and if you don't, if in case of these pads run out, come over here. There's a sticky pad here. You come over to the sticky pad, pick a color that you can live with. How's that? So here is a rectangle, square, circle, whatever it is. Pick one, I don't care, and it pops up over here, and you can actually open up and start typing in here as well. So that's the type of stuff that I want you to be familiar with, and for you to actually come in and just write on here how you feel with this. Well, so like I said, it's my I don't know, I want free bonus food for loyalty customers, something like that, right? So, and then make sure you put your name on here again. I need names on here as well. So you can click off of that, use your navigation with it, right? And you can drag that, there's one like here with it. And I'm going to delete these, by the way, after after you guys jump on here with this. Well, but I just want to give you a sense on what this looks like. It's like a huge billboard. All right, I'm approaching 12 minutes. I'm going to stop here with this instruction. Thank you.